hard could running a giveaway be? You just get some stuff and give it away for free. In hindsight, there are so many things I would have done differently. Hey guys, it's Deborah and welcome back to my channel where we talk about the business side of publishing. A few months ago, I decided to try and do a giveaway for my birthday. So the first thing I did was to try and figure out what other authors in my niche were doing. All of them were trying to grow their Instagram following through giveaways because that's basically where all of our target audience hangs out, which really drove how they structured their conditions for entry. So many giveaways on Instagram or wherever else are really transactional. That's always been a really big turnoff for me. So I deliberately structured my giveaway as a no strings attached giveaway. It turns out there's a ton of laws around giveaways, lottery laws specifically, and it all really depends on the jurisdiction of the people who are eligible to enter. That gets very complicated. I didn't have the time or the inclination or the expertise to go and do a comprehensive review of all of the legislation around every single country in the world though. So what I ended up doing was just restricting entries to a select number of countries. And in theory, that should cover about 95% of everybody who would be interested in buying my book. And even though everybody in my niche was really focusing on growing Instagram, I decided to do something different and focus on growing my mailing list. It's kind of crazy how reliant small businesses have become on things like Facebook and Instagram. And for us self-published authors, Amazon, I really don't like the idea that if any one of these corporate giants decided to change their policies or whatever, then I'm suddenly cut off from the people who would buy my books and support my business. Because I didn't know exactly how this was going to work or if it would work at all, like any good accountant, I decided to cap my upfront investment. I was not going to spend any more than $150 on this particular experiment, and so that meant I capped the number of prizes that I was offering at 3 hardcover books. I was really nervous about doing it this way because I was deviating so much from what I guess was a proven method in my particular niche. But in the end, I felt like I had to do something that was authentic for me. And so I kind of forged ahead. Worst that could happen is that nobody subscribes to my email list. That's not the end of the world. Because this was my first giveaway, I wanted to keep the structure as simple as possible. That probably hurt engagement to some extent because I wasn't forcing everybody to share it or tag a friend. But what I found was people reshared my giveaway anyway because everybody likes free stuff. And I actually got a lot of comments saying like, it's so nice to see a giveaway where there aren't any conditions attached. The next thing I had to do was to figure out the back end because I literally do not know how all these other people are tracking all of these reshares, comments, and everything else as multiple entries and things like that. I used Canva to create some images of the prizes as well as the terms and conditions, and then I posted that giveaway on my Instagram, my Facebook page, Reddit, Twitter, and my email list. I used all of these posts to direct people to one single page on my website where I had put in an Airtable form to collect entries. By the way, if this is helpful, please give this video a like or let me know in the comments so that I can keep making more content like this for you. The only things I made mandatory on this form were things that I needed in order to comply with the laws around giveaways. But since the whole goal was to get more subscribers on my list, I did include this box. I didn't want a whole bunch of people who would sign up for my emailing list just for the purpose of being eligible for the giveaway and then immediately unsubscribing after that. You don't really want people who don't want to be there because that would defeat the whole point. It actually took a really long time for me to reconcile with that emotionally, and my plan was to just download all of these people who had opted in and import them as new subscribers to my list. If you're sitting there going, OMG Deb, what are you thinking? That is such a bad idea. I want you to pause this video and let me know in the comments what you think my mistake was, because that decision came back to bite me. Despite my apprehension, I got some really good engagement on my posts, way beyond what I would normally get, and that was really cool. It turns out that no strings attached entries do work. But total entries was not the true measure of success for my giveaway. In order to figure that out, I had to look at the conversions. Out of the almost 200 entries, I had just over half of them decided they wanted to subscribe to my list anyway, which was great. I actually didn't know what would be a good number. I also got some bonus follows on Instagram and Facebook as well, which was a really nice plus. So there I was, all very pleased with myself, and I take my little spreadsheet with my 106 subscribers and I go to set it up in Sendinblue. And because I was totally disorganized with my mailing list and I had not actually read Tammy Lebrecht's Newsletter Ninja at that point, I made a couple of really big mistakes here. I go off and send this double opt-in campaign because GDPR. I hit send, gave myself a little pat on the back, and went off to enjoy an early long weekend. It didn't take long before I started getting emails. And while the emails were bad, the public comment on the Facebook post was worse. At this point, I was like, Turns out there is a thing called transactional emails, which are a totally distinct and separate thing from campaign emails. Transactional emails are things like the opt-in and the double opt-in and the unsubscribe emails. They're dependent on things like actions taken by the email subscriber. Campaign emails are like your normal e-blasts. And what I did not know was you cannot send a double opt-in link in a campaign email because that is going to look like this. Yeah, so I could have avoided this so easily. If I had automated the whole process properly, I could have also embedded a mailing list sign up form on the thank you for entering the giveaway page. I could have asked them to reply and say yes, but I also didn't think of that. I spent the rest of Friday afternoon sending 99 individual apology emails manually. I probably could have automated using this mail merge tool, but at that point, I just had zero confidence in my ability to utilize technology properly. So I was just like, I'm just gonna do this the painful manual way. A good number of people were quite forgiving, so I still ended up getting 30 double opt-ins. I kind of have the sneaking suspicion that I got some pity double opt-ins because if I look at the stats on the actual double opt-in campaign, about 60% opened the double opt-in follow-up email, and despite the fact they didn't have to opt in the first place, 3 people still unsubscribed. Only 8 people clicked through to something, which presumably was the opt-in link. However, because the opt-in link was broken, I don't actually know if those stats are accurate. But assuming it was, that kind of means I would have only gotten like, say, between 10 to 15 double opt-ins confirmed out of the 60 who had actually opened the email. That's a really poor conversion. In a perfect world where I had integrated that checkbox on the giveaway entry form with creating the new contact in Sendinblue and then sending them down the new subscriber funnel straight away, they would have been probably more likely to open and click those emails because they know to expect those emails. But I was dumb and did not think of that ahead of time. So even then, I could still have fixed it if I had sent a separate campaign on the day the giveaway ended with the subject line, "Congratulations to our giveaway winners." Everybody who had entered the giveaway would 100% open that email. And if I had then just asked, by the way, can you confirm your subscription in the same email, I probably would have gotten a lot more replies. But I sat on it for a week. And if that wasn't enough, I made another mistake by not immediately following on to give some really good newsletter content to all of these new subscribers. And in fact, I did not send out another newsletter to my list until last week. Not great. For a cash outlay of about $120 means the cost to acquire each new subscriber was $4. Feel like $4 per new subscriber is kind of expensive. I haven't actually done enough ads or anything to figure out if that is a good ROI or what the normal acquisition cost of a subscriber actually should be, but we shall see how we go. I do plan on doing more giveaways in the future now that I know how they work, and what I will probably do is actually do giveaways of other people's books and not just my own. What this experiment has proved to me is that it's still possible to grow your email list with a no strings attached giveaway. And I feel like it sets a better tone for the overall relationship with your subscribers. Instead of framing it as a very transactional relationship, you end up framing it as a very giving and two-way relationship. Even though my platform is growing more slowly compared to other authors, I'm hopeful it's going to pay off in the long run, because I will hopefully have a super engaged list who genuinely want to be on my list because I create value for them, so that when I release the next book, they're all going to rush out and buy it for themselves or as gifts for their friends and spread the word. That's the ultimate goal. So that's why I really want to spend all of this time building a really good, strong, engaged list of my own that I control, and also investing the effort in setting up e-commerce on my website, because if Facebook or Instagram crashes again, or if whatever reason happens and I cannot get an Amazon product page up for people to order from, I still have a way to connect to my target market and they can still buy books from me. And if you're not comfortable with your income and livelihood being dependent on a faceless corporation like Amazon, then I suggest you check out this video next.